Here we are, guys. The year 2020. Just let that settle in for a second there. 2020. Obviously, I do not have the perfect 2020 vision because I need these glasses, but there's your dad joke for today. So basically, what we want to go over here is I see people doing this list all over the place. The best video game in the last decade. So I thought about it for a long time, and I still went with the very first game that popped into my head. Yeah, just picture this. It's November 11th, 2011. 11/11/11. Now, off the top of your head, do you know what game came out that day? I'll give you one clue. You hear that? Yes, that's right. So, Skyrim. Some people might think I'm going easy, but that is the game. I've owned it on multiple systems. I've beaten it many times, put over 1,000+ hours into it. It is one of the games that I invested the most time into. I knew so much about. I'm kind of, off the top of my head, I really don't remember as much because I haven't played it in a few years. But Skyrim was a game, like Super Mario World, that I've been coming back to over the years and replaying. And in fact, even talking about it right now just makes me almost want to go download it on my Xbox One right now and get to playing, which I might do. But the game is just so epic, and I understand people don't like it, and they have other games that they like to play, but Skyrim has been one that's been. I remember Morrowind. I remember Oblivion. I remember when we got done with Oblivion, we had to wait for like another 5 years or so before another Elder Scrolls game was released. And if you think about it right now, it is the year 2020. And so Skyrim came out 11/11/11. So it's been 9 years since Skyrim's came out. Yeah, let that settle in. It's been almost a decade alone since a new Elder Scrolls game, besides the online RPG and stuff, has come out. That's crazy, man. How has it survived that long? Because it's a good game. How has it been released on almost every console? There's ports of it everywhere because it's an awesome game. It's almost without flaw to me. If I had to be serious about it, granted, there's a couple quests that are annoying. Bugs, yes. Bugsidia made it. I understand that, but there is so much I love about it that I don't even care about the bugs. And then to top it all off, mods. Mods have brought new life to it too. You'd think after all these years the game would just. But when you can have mods, you can make new stuff, you can make new quests, you can do stuff, even regular storyline stuff. I remember spending, like I said, over 100+ hours on one character, quitting for a while, come back making another one, and they released the DLC, and I spent another 100 hours alone on a different character. Over a span of several characters, trying different stuff out. I know it. I always ended up seeming like a sneaky assassin with a bow. I thought I was the only one, but it turns out a lot of people are doing that. I never did the two-handed weapon. I did try to do an orc one time. That was a two-handed orc. And I've tried mages, but they just nothing like sneaking around. But there was just so much to talk about the game that I loved. I loved the story. It was a pretty basic one, but I still loved it. And coming off the high of Oblivion, with the Oblivion Gates, all the quests, unlimited quests, it feels like unlimited quests. And it feels like even though you put so many hours into it, you can still wander sometimes and find stuff that you did not know before. And the crafting, the weapons, the magic, it is almost, to me, honestly, it is like another world. It is, the reason I love video games and I loved RPGs was I can escape the reality of this sometimes. If there was anything wrong with this world and I had to go somewhere to get my mind off it, I could always count on video games. And I think that was what really got me into these video games was coming from a history of depression, anxiety, partial OCD and stuff. It is nice to be able to go somewhere else. And just fun. Video games are just fun. And Skyrim has just always been there for me. I remember when I first got the game, I had gotten Rage. And I stopped playing Rage as soon as the day Skyrim came out, I had to drive to a Kmart. Yes, Kmarts were still around here. They're gone now. But I drove all the way to a Kmart, got it, came home, and literally played it for about 10 to 12 hours straight the very first day. Did not stop. I had friends coming over that weren't even into games like that. They were into sports titles like Madden and stuff like that. They came over, saw me played it, asked about the game, and then most of them went out the next day, if they could, because the game went off the shelves, and they went and bought it too. The game was just captivating. And it is honestly, besides the last decade, I would almost put it in my list as top games of all time. Because that is just simply what it is to me. I love Morrowind. I loved Oblivion. In fact, I've been really wanting to. I think I have. One second. Here we go, right here. Pull it right off the shelf. I've been wanting to actually put some time into Morrowind. I mean, that's pretty good. Besides the stupid sticker up here. That is a beautiful copy. And this is what really got me into wanting to play Elder Scrolls and stuff like that. Because my go-to was, for the longest time, was I got an Xbox. I got rid of it to get a PS2 because I wanted to play RPGs because that's what I was really into. And I remember complaining, Xbox doesn't have any RPGs. I don't want it. My buddy told me about this game. Told me about Deus Ex. I think that's what it was. And I got this, and at first I didn't like it because I was used to turn-based, and I did not understand this. And I actually turned it back in. I traded it back to GameStop, got something else, went the PS2 route, but I did find time, and I came back later on. And I remember we had Oblivion and we had Morrowind. And my buddy, because I didn't have a 360, he had a 360, I had an Xbox. And I'd go over to his house, and of course he'd want to play Oblivion, and I'd get stuck. I shouldn't say stuck, but I'd be playing Morrowind. I'm getting off a little bit track here, but I just want to let you know that this is what sprouted. I mean, Xbox didn't have RPGs, and it was shooters and a Halo. Everything was Halo. But then the 360, we had Skyrim, and I love the Thieves Guild. I love the Fighters Guild. And even the Maze Guild was kind of... I didn't enjoy it as much as I did in Oblivion and Morrowind, but I did enjoy it in Skyrim. It was kind of meh. And the main storyline was awesome. I loved it. I love the main storyline in that too. And yeah, I mean, there's not really much else I could say about that. That is the game of the decade for me. And it came out on the perfect date, and the dragons were awesome. The shouts, the quests, the dungeons, the countless dungeons, exploring, going into people's houses or shops when they're sleeping and taking their stuff, and then trying to go back and sell it, and that was just all fun to me. It was like, it's like being a whole another person, and I really enjoyed that. So that's about all I got to say, guys. I will be doing a video. I don't know when I'll be doing the next video. On a more personal note, a lot of you know I work swing shifts, and this is my last day of nights where I usually shoot most of my videos because I have to stay up at night. So I have my family upstairs sleeping right now, and I'm down here doing this. And I have a fellow coworker that next time around the nights in 2 weeks, they're going on a cruise. So I took about 5 or 6 of their days. So I'm going to be working 9 days straight, 12.5-hour shifts. So it's going to be a pain in the butt. But the goal is more money so I can take my family on an awesome vacation. So hopefully this summer we'll have a lot of fun with that. So just letting you guys know, I'm going to probably be streaming some Mortal Kombat 11 tonight. Which is not very good for the video saying that, because if you're watching this 2 weeks later, But if you're really into Mortal Kombat 11, check out my live stream playlist, and then you can just watch me play. Because I'm going to play it for the first time right now. I'm really excited to check it out. But yeah, guys, I mean, I might be shooting a video here if I slip some time in, because I want to do what my goals for 2020 are for the channel and stuff like that. Just off the top of my head, I want to try and go back and play some more NES titles, because I have about 115 games down there, and I want to try and train to hopefully beat a hard game like Mega Man. I mean, not hard to some people, but it was very hard to me, and I'm not very patient when it comes to some of those NES hard games. So I want to beat a Mega Man game or do something like that. I'm going to get a list together. One of the main goals, too, is obviously push subscribers up, get more views, but that's not going to be the head honcho goal. We're going to start small and work our way up, you know. But the main goal is just to have fun, which I'm doing. So I really appreciate all of you. I really look forward to 2020. And God, I really want to go play some Skyrim right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment below what your game of the decade was. And what do you think of Skyrim? Stay retro, friends.